Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me in this live section. So guys, thank you for joining me. So IPOB has said no land will be given to Fulani people. IPOB has condemned Tinubu's proposal. So Tinubu made a proposal to build ranches in Abuja. And guys, I want to ask, which country um build ranches in their capital city? Which country in this world built cow ranch or ranches in their capital city? It's only in Nigeria that you see, the government building ranches in their capital city. Tinubu made a proposal, for ranches to be built in Abuja. Guys, can you imagine that type of decision? Why people are dying every day? People are dying every day. The only thing in your mind is to build ranches, different ranches, use billions of naira to build ranches in Abuja. There is no country that will build ranches in their capital city or build ranches where their citizens or where citizens are staying. IPOB made a suggestion that this cow, if they are not against cow ranch, they are not against building or constructing any ranch, but then they should build it in places like Sambisa forest. There's train. This train can actually transport meat. Tinubu said is to produce to increase meat production. And I want to ask, during those days where there was something like cow ranch, how did we they will still eat meat for people to eat? So people are saying that this is just a way. This is just like a Ruga 2.0, a repackaged Ruga. You guys know what happened in 2019 when our Fulanis came into Hausa land. They said they needed land for grazing. And then Hausa people, out of pity, had to give them land. What happened? They took over their land. In fact, Fulani men, Hausa men were foreigners in their own land. So they have come. This is Ruga repackaged this time. Now they want to come and do the same thing they did. This is just like a Ruga repackaged policy, because once these Begi people give out their lands to Fulani, they are not taking it back again. In fact, Fulani people will inherit it forever, just like what happened. How Fulani people built Sokoto Caliphate in Hausa land. Hausa people were foreigners in their own land. So IPOB, they are warning that the Begi people should not give out. And in fact, they already said that no inch of a land in Igbo land will be given to Fulani man. Never. Never. If they want to build ranch, they should go to Sambisa forest and be transporting meat by train. Rail, they built rail. So that's the best thing they need to do. So IPOB has said no to ranches in Abuja. Is a form that the Fulani people want to use and take over the lands in Abuja. This is the opportunity they want to use and dominate Abuja, take over Abuja. How can ranches be built in a capital city? How can ranches be built in a capital city like Abuja? This is so bad. So now let's go straight to what the article says. Now, IPOB slames Tinubu's government over proposed Abuja ranches, calls it Ruga in disguise. So now, this is just, you guys know what happened in Ruga 2019, like I said, how Hausa Fulani people came into the land of Hausa people, and then they said they needed land for grazing. And out of pity, Hausa had to give them land. And what happened? They took over it. Fulanis were now foreigners in their own land. So the Rural Settlement Initiative, short for Rural Grazing Area, was a controversial policy introduced by the Nigerian government under former President Muhammadu Buhari. The indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has slain President Bola Tinubu's government over a proposal to establish cattle ranches in Nigeria's Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. This is really surprising because no country will do this, only Nigeria. The secessionist group labeled the proposal as a dangerous replay of history. Now, this is history repeating itself, because you guys know Ruga of 2019. This is history repeating itself. When Hausa people took over the lands in Fulani, this is just like Ruga repackaged, Ruga in disguise. This is what IPOB said. They just want to use this opportunity and come into Abuja and dominate Abuja forever. just like what happened in our land. So now, the secessionist group labeled the proposal as a dangerous replay of history and a covert attempt to revive the controversial Ruga settlement scheme under a new name. They are just rebranding it, like repackaging it. Now, the Ruga Settlement Initiative, short for Rural Grazing Area, was a controversial policy introduced by the Nigerian government under the former president Muhammadu Buhari. The government said its primary aim was to address the long-standing and often violent conflict between nomadic Fulani herders and farmers, particularly in Nigeria's Middle Belt and Southern region. Now, Tinubu claimed that building these ranches is going to help to reduce open grazing and reduce herders conflict between farmer and Fulani men. These things are all lie. Trust me, the why he's doing this thing is, this is an opportunity. These people are not, see, it is clear that Nigerian government don't know the mission of Fulani men in this country. They don't know the mission of Fulani men in this country. In fact, why is the government interested in these Fulanis? I don't know why they always give policies that favor Fulani people. Why? Why would they be building ranches in Abuja? Has Tinubu finished solving the problem of insecurity? People die every time, even soldiers. Tinubu has refused to solve the problem of insecurity, but he will be building ranches for Fulanis, building home, because these ranches is like a home to them, because these Fulani herders will be living in that place. Wow, how about people that are dying every day? Guys, why is Tinubu's government so interested in cows, in Fulani cows? Why? People that are dying every day, they will not weaponize these soldiers. Do you know how many billions they are going to roll out to build these ranches? Not one ranches, plenty ranches in Abuja. Meaning that Fulanis will now occupy Abuja. Fulanis will now dominate. Look at what happened in Ruga settlements in 2019. The Fulanis, when they came into Hausa land, they asked for what's it called? They asked for land for grazing, and they gave them. What happened? They dominated it. The Hausas now, we are foreigners in their own land. They took over the land by force. So this thing that Tinubu wants, this policy now is like a land grabbing. If the Begi people doesn't take action, Fulanis, in fact, Abuja is going to be occupied with Fulanis. They're going to take over in Abuja. I'm telling you the truth, because this is like Ruga repackaged. This is what is going to happen if care is not taken. In the IPOB has said it, Indigo has said it, no land will be given to Fulani men, because if a land is given to them, they will take over. Imagine Fulanis occupying Abuja. Guys, imagine Fulanis occupying Abuja. Which country builds ranches in a capital city? What does this tell you, guys? Capital city, Abuja. What does this tell you? Why won't Tinubu concentrate in the pressing issues of Nigeria? There is hunger, there is insecurity. Look at everything. Cost of living is high. Why is it he doesn't use this money and fix all this problem? Do you know how many billions he's going to roll out now to make sure he build ranches in Abuja? Why is he so concentrated in Fulani cow? Has rearing cow become a national business for this country? I want to know. Why is it what's his name? Why is it Tinubu is always concentrated in cows? People are dying every day. They will not do anything about it. Amid all these things, he wants to go and build ranches for Fulani people in Abuja. And you want us to be looking at the government. No. If Fulani people occupy Abuja, it is over. That is why IPOB, they are now involving in this issue. If they occupy Abuja, the capital city of Nigeria, it is over, guys. They are going to dominate the whole Nigeria. I am telling you. So that is why IPOB, they are making sure that this thing doesn't happen. How can Tinubu build? Look at what is going on. Hunger. People are dying every day of hunger. People are dying. Do you know things are so expensive in this country? And the only thing the president can think of is building ranches for cow, meaning that the lives of citizens are less important, but the lives of cows are more important. This is what they are trying to say. People are dying out of hunger. You're only concentrating in a cow's life, and you say you want to increase meat production. You want to stop open grazing. Do you think they want to really do this? They're just looking for a way to occupy Abuja. And when these Fulani men occupy, look at what is happening in Hausa, in the north. See what's happening in the north. The north, they have left their lands for these Fulani men, because at a time they started attacking them. Once they dominate Abuja, it is finished. Once these Fulani men, in fact, there was a video of it is happening today, guys. 2 trucks filled with Fulani people were seen in Imo State. 2 trucks filled with Fulani guys were seen in Imo State. They had to stop them and they were coming down. And the truck, it was covered. It's like a coal van or something. It was covered. You will not even know that somebody is inside that van, but they were filled with Fulani men. God knows where they are going to. You see what these Fulani men are doing in this country. You see what they are doing after they will call IPOB. You see the way they are, these Fulani men are spreading to the whole state in this Nigeria. Why is the president interested in cows? Why? People are dying. You don't care about people's life, but you care about the cow's life. Do you know how many people that died in Zamfara yesterday? Do you know how many security agents that died in Niger? Do you know how many people that lost their life yesterday? And what the president is after is building ranches for cow, meaning that the life of a cow is important than the lives of human beings. And you tell me that we practice democracy in a government where they see cows as God. They see cows more important than human beings. Is this a government? A government that respects cows. Why would the government be building ranches for cows in Abuja? IPOB, they are saying that they are not against ranching or constructing ranches. IPOB is saying we are not against it though, but you guys should leave Abuja and go to Sambisa Forest. Why will cows be staying with human beings? I want to know. So these people are trying to say that these cows are greater human beings, so that these citizens are, those ones, they are not human beings, that the real human beings are. This is what the government is trying to put out there. Can you imagine? So IPOB, they have said it. They are not against building ranches, but take it to Sambisa Forest and build it. Take this thing to Sambisa Forest and build. There is rail. You can be transporting it by rail and bringing it to the south or the south. Yeah, now, where will ranches be? Who build ranches where human beings stays? Who? It's only in Nigeria that you see that cows are so important than human lives. I don't see why people will be dying every time, and the only thing the president is talking about is to build ranches. Honestly, this is not a government though. So the reading on it says the government said its primary aim was to address the long-standing and often violent conflicts between nomadic Fulani herders and sedentary farmers, particularly in Nigeria's middle belt and southern region. The idea was to establish designated settlements where herders could live and rear their livestock in a more structured and sedentary environment. So now, in this time, they are going to live in Abuja. The Fulanis, all these Fulanis that carry cow around, they just want to come and dominate Abuja. And guys, if these people dominate Abuja, it is finished for Nigerians. Fulani will take over the whole, in fact, they will inherit Nigeria. There was this allegation that the British left Nigeria in the hands of these Fulani men. That was the allegation. They left Nigeria, or they handed Nigeria in the hands of Fulani men. Is it not happening now? The government respects Fulani people. Look at the attack they are launching in different states. Has the government said anything about it? Many people's life claimed in an attack by Fulani terrorists. Is the government saying anything about it? But let a Fulani man go down because of people were fed up and then they had to retaliate. You will see in fact, they are going to be threatening war just because of a Fulani man was down. A Fulani man came out to say that his calf, his cow, a cow, if his a cow goes down, that 150 Nigeria will go down. And you think he's joking? You think he's joking? Is IGP not seeing this thing? Is Tinubu not seeing that video? What are they doing about it? To tell you that cows in Nigeria, in this country, a cow is greater than 150 people's 150 human beings. That is how Nigeria puts it. That is the kind of country we are in. We're in the type of country where cows are respected than human beings. Cows are pampered. Human beings are gone down. I am telling you the truth. This is the kind of country we are in now. How can Tinubu? Do you know how Nigerians are suffering? Do you know what happened in Yelewata? Do you know how children were killed? Do you know that people are being slaughtered like chickens? People are being slaughtered like chickens. But the president is not doing anything to make sure that he stopped the killings in Nigeria. But his interest, his mission, the only thing he wants to do is to build ranches for cows. Cow in Abuja. Abuja, capital city. When you go to India, do you see ranches in their capital city? When you go, is there a ranching in Washington DC? Do you see ranches in London? It's only in Nigeria that you see cow and human beings will be struggling road. It's only in Nigeria that you see cows walking about. Anyways, IPOB has said it. You see in Igbo land, this thing they are doing, they are just trying to advise the baggy people of Abuja that you see in Igbo land, they cannot dare it. No land will be given to any Fulani man. IPOB is just trying to advise them. But you see in Igbo land, no land at all will be given to them. It will not happen. They will not even try it. Because if a land is given to them in Igbo land, they will dominate Igbo land, use their resources. The north self is vacant now because all of them they have run away from there because Fulanis have dominated. The east of Yelewata in Benue State has already been dominated, according to the Benue State people, by these Fulani men. What they do is to kill. Once they buy people, they will dominate it. So now look at the majority of these attacks by these Fulani men is in the north. It's in the north because the north accommodated them. And you remember when Nnamdi Kanu was telling them of the dangers of these Fulani men? They were saying they are our brother. They gave them lands. Their cattle were everywhere in the north. What is happening now, guys? Nnamdi Kanu said, a day will come when your eyes will open. When these Fulani men you call brothers will be against you, will buy you, will kill you guys like chicken. When these Fulani men will rape your wife, rape your daughters. Is it not happening today? The north, they are under the run now. They are going to different states or different communities, living as refuge, taking refuge. Now they want to now head straight to Abuja, and your president will agree. In fact, it was even him that made that proposal, saying that he's trying to stop open grazing. Do you think that if they're doing that, do you think open grazing will stop? This people doesn't want to stop open grazing because the time they were supposed to stop open grazing, they did not stop it. Building ranches, trust me, in Abuja will not stop open grazing. These cows will still be seen walking up and down, walking from one place to another. The time they were supposed to stop open grazing was then when it was brought to the National Assembly for anti-open grazing. They called it anti-open grazing bill. Who were against it? The North. They were against the bill. That bill was supposed to stop or restrict Fulani men from carrying their cow. There would have been a boundary for these Fulani cows, but the North were against it. Now these cows are everywhere in the east, everywhere in the southeast and in the southwest, everywhere in the north, because they were against that bill. So you cannot tell me that Tinubu wants to build ranches to stop open grazing. It's a lie. The time they were supposed to stop open grazing, they did not stop it. If they truly want to stop open grazing, that law should be passed. That law should be passed. Then we can know that Tinubu wants to stop open grazing and not to come and say he's building ranches. Do you know it's not just one ranches? Several ranches scattered will be scattered in the whole of Abuja. Fulani men will be living there. They will change your culture. They will take over your culture, change it, even become the emir, just like they did in Hausa land. They became the emir, built Sokoto Caliphate. This is what is going to happen if the people of Abuja keep silent in this thing they want to do. This is exactly what is going to happen. Now, reading on, the idea was to establish designated settlements where herders could live and rear their livestock in a more structured, sedentary environment. These settlements were to equipped with amenities such as schools. Imagine, they are going to build schools for these Fulani men there. Guys, reading on, it says schools, veterinary clinic, water supply, market, and abattoirs. So you're telling me with all these things, you're telling me that Fulani men will not dominate Abuja? With all these things, schools, veterinary clinic, water supply, market, and what are they looking for again? They will dominate Abuja. With this their plan now, they will dominate Abuja. So now, according to the government, the goal was to reduce open grazing, which is a lie, which had led to the frequent clashes over lands and resources. Why the government framed Ruga? Okay, I want to address something. I want to point out something. The government, Tinubu said he wants to build ranches in Abuja to reduce open grazing, which has led to frequent clashes over land and resources. You guys know, in fact, we have seen many videos of these Fulani men destroying people's crop in the farm, people's investments. They will pull the cassava from the roots and then they will split it with their knife or give to their cows to eat. We have seen many videos. It's not more a new thing again. We have seen many videos on social media. But Tinubu, I believe that Tinubu is seeing all this thing that is happening in Nigeria today. Why is it he doesn't call these so-called headers to order? Why is it they cannot call? Why is it that we have not seen Tinubu or any Tinubu government coming out to call these Fulanis to order? Because it's now too much. How can these Fulani men? Do you know why they are doing all these things they are doing? They're not even scared. For these Fulani men, without fear, to enter somebody's community, a community that is not theirs, they go to Yamufo, uproot their cassava, uproot their corn, and give to their cows to eat, and they are not scared. What does this tell you? The governments are backing them. They are doing this thing and nobody is saying anything about it. And the government is not saying anything about it. It's not coming out to call them to order. What does this tell you? The government is backing them. So this thing that Tinubu is trying to say, that he's going to build cattle ranch so that it can reduce open grazing, which has led to frequent clash over lands and resources. Oh, you know that this thing has led to clashes, but you have refused to call them to order. Now you now want to build ranches in Abuja so that they can dominate Abuja. Reading on, it says, why the government framed Ruga as a peace building and economic development strategy. Many Nigerians, especially in the South and Middle Belt, saw it as an attempt to favor one ethnic group, the Fulani, and potentially seize their land under federal authority. So you can see that whatever policy that Nigerian governments and whatever policy they make is just to favor only one tribe, which is the Fulani. The Fulanis, any policy, even the anti-open grazing bill that they brought to the National Assembly, they were against it, favoring the Fulanis. Now you will see cow on the road. On the road, people will stop for these cows to pass. This is so bad. It's only in Nigeria that you will see cows parading. And the question is, what is the use of these cows in Nigeria? I don't know why Tinubu or the Nigerian government is so interested in cows. I don't know if it brings any income. I don't know. Why are they so interested in cow? Please, Fulani cows. This cow, do they produce milk? This milk Nigerians take comes from Holland. Do they produce milk? Why is it that you will not see any milk factory in the north? Do they produce milk? What is going on in this country? Why is it our eyes are not yet open? These cows they parade, even in Holland where they produce pig milk, they don't parade cows like this. Talk more of Nigerian cow that they parade, and they don't, they don't do anything. They don't give good result. They don't do anything. The only thing you will see is people dying. They buy people in the bush. They go to communities. They buy people. That's the only thing these cows are doing in Nigeria. Why are they so interested in people that are dying every day? The government cannot, roll out billions to make sure that they build machines that will detect crime, or build drones. I might not know the machines, but they can collaborate with, all these higher countries that are good in security gathering, and build machines that can do all these things. At least if Nigeria actually value the people, or value the people, insecurity will end. There was this allegation that Nigeria using security to make money. Tell me why I will not believe this fact. When people are dying every day, the Nigerian government is not saying anything about it. That you saw that Tinubu went to Elewata is camouflage. In fact, I don't even know why he went there, because after 48 hours after he went there, another attack was conducted in the same Benue state. So what's the essence after deploying military men to Benue state? So we are those military men. They deployed military men. Where are they? Another attack was conducted in Niger state. Another attack. 20 army and 20 soldiers were down, were unalived. So what's the essence of Tinubu in this country? What is the thing he's doing for us in this country? What's the essence of the military? Those people sitting in the National Assembly, what's their work? What are they doing in this country? When it comes to a cow, that is when you see all of them coming out to talk. But when it comes to people's life, they won't talk about it at all. So now, why the government framed Ruga as a peace-building and economic development strategy, many Nigerians, especially in the South and Middle Belt, saw it as an attempt to favor one ethnic group, that's the Fulani, and potentially seize lands under federal authority. It says in a statement issued on Tuesday by its spokesperson, Emma Powerful, IPOB warned that the planned cattle ranches around Abuja, ancestral homeland of Bagi people, constitutes an assault of indigenous land rights and represents a broader agenda of Fulani expansionism. Now, they want to use this way and expand Fulani, just as dominating their land, expanding them. Like I said, if Bagi people are silent in this policy, they'll be running from their own land. They'll be running, because you know that the Bagi people is them their own Abuja. So now, if the Fulanis mistakenly enter Abuja to say they are in their cattle ranch or whatever, they are going to be foreigners in Abuja. I am telling you the truth. So now this is a way of expanding Fulani people. This is just a way. Leave this thing that Tinubu is saying that he wants to stop open grazing is a lie. If he actually wanted to stop open grazing, he would have done that by putting a law that will stop. These Fulani men, they will tell them, don't go here. See your boundary. See your boundary. They will know their boundary. That's how to stop. And if any Fulani man is seen with cow in where he or whatever, or the cow is not supposed to be, then the state or the people there can take action. That is how it's supposed to be done. If Nigerian government wants to stop this open grazing that is causing clash between Fulani men and farmer, if they want to stop it, they will come out and set boundaries. These Fulani men and their cows will know their boundary. And if at all we see any Fulani men in that place, or where he or she or the cow is not supposed to be, then the people of that side can take action. That is how to stop open grazing in Nigeria and not building cattle ranches for Fulani men in Abuja. And not just that, it's not only cattle ranch they are building schools. Oh, waiting concern school and cow. Please, I want to ask you people, what is the business between school and a cow? You see what Nigerian government are doing? Lavishing money, using Nigerian resources to increase insecurity in Nigeria. Is this what you're supposed to do? People are hungry. You cannot do things to make the economic stable or good. You're using money to build schools for cow. You're building hospitals for cow. What kind of country is this? Building water. Do you know that there are some villages in the north that still drink water from gutter, dirty water, dirty water? It's people like very dark man that had to go to some thick inside, because these people, they don't even go inside all these villages. They had to go to some places in the north to now build boreholes for them because they still drink dirty water. But here is the government planning how to build water supplies for cow, borehole for cows, building schools for waiting concern school and cow. What's the business between a school and a cow? People are dying of hunger. Things are so expensive and it never goes down. If you go to the market, if you see something of 5,000 naira, give it 2 days, it will enter 10,000. That is how things are so, that is how things keep going up and it never comes down. It never comes down. It will keep going up, it will never come down. Look at fuel. Nigeria that produces fuel. the indigenous population. Now, this is what is going to happen if care is not taken. This is what is going to happen. Now, IPOB calls Ruga in disguise and warned that it's a threat to land rights of the indigenous Bagi people and a replay of Fulani expansionism. Let's break this thing down so that you guys will understand everything. Now, President Bola Tinubu reportedly announced plans to establish cattle ranches around Abuja. According to the government, this is to solve the herders-farmers conflict and improve meat production. They said it's going to improve meat production, but IPOB is not buying it. IPOB, they call them an illegal organization, but this organization is a very smart one. They know the plans of Nigerian government. That is why Nigerian government is against them, trying to silence them, trying to bring them down. They already know that this plan of Tinubu by building ranches in Abuja is a tactics for the Fulanis to occupy Abuja. I am telling you the truth, because with all these things happening, with all these things the Fulani people are doing, they're not saying anything about it. They're not saying anything about it. I'm even here. If you check what the government have been doing is just to do things that favor the Fulani people. They are only supporting one particular tribe, which is the Fulani. We heard a soldier came out to say that the deputy commander of army of military was building schools for Fulani in the bush. This is what is happening. Why are they so interested in Fulani people? Why are they always giving policies that favor them? Why are they always doing things that favor them? Why people are dying? Is that the important thing to do? Soldiers need weapons to fight. They won't weaponize them. Rather, they will give terrorists weapons. That is what they're going to do. They will reward terrorists, and then they will keep doing what they are doing, and then they will say it's IPOB that is terrorizing Nigeria. So now, they believe, IPOB is not buying what Nigerian government is saying. They believe this is the same old Ruga policy, just rebranded. You remember Ruga, right? The 2019 proposal to allocate land across Nigeria for Fulani herders. It caused a national uproar and was later shelved. Now, IPOB is saying this is Ruga 2.0. Now, Emma Powerful said this is not just about cows or meat. This is about land, power, and history repeating itself. If time is not taken, history will repeat itself, where Bagi people will be like foreigners in their own land. They will take over the culture and change the culture of Bagi people. In fact, they will dominate the whole Abuja, and they will be like foreigners in their own land. So Emma Powerful, the spokesperson of IPOB, said this is not just about cows or meat. This is about land, power, and history repeating itself. So now, let's talk about Ruga. Some of you don't know what Ruga is. Now, a long time ago, the Fulani came into Hausa land claiming they needed grazing land. Over time, they took over established emirates and reduced the original Hausa people to mere observers in their own land. When they came in, when the Fulani people came into Hausa land, they said they needed land for grazing, and then Fulani people gave them. What happened? They established emirates, a land that is not theirs. So they reduced original Hausa people to mere observers in their own land. IPOB is warning that what happened to Hausas might happen to Bagi people of Abuja. The fear is that giving land to Fulani herders will gradually lead to land takeover. It's very sure. If you give lands to Fulani men, it will lead to land takeover. They will dominate Abuja politically, and cultural erosion. They will erase the culture in Abuja and put in their own culture. If lands are given to Fulani people in Abuja, they will erase the culture there and put in their own culture. That is the plan. It is clear that even at this point, Nigerian government's eyes doesn't want to open, or Nigerians doesn't want to open to see the dangers of what these Fulani people are doing, to see their mission. Nnamdi Kanu was saying this thing, but some people they have not realized this fact, to see what the Fulani people have in stock, what they want to do. Now, IPOB are saying that this policy encourages violence and land grabbing. Imagine now if Bagi people of Abuja doesn't agree or doesn't agree to this policy, won't it cause violence? Because I know that if ranches are built in Abuja, there is not going to be peace between Bagi people and Fulani people. They cannot live in peace. They cannot live in unity. There will be war always. Fulani people will be fighting them. Will be fighting, and when the government is backing Fulanis, they will win. That's just it. So IPOB are saying that this policy encourages violence and land grabbing, rewarding groups linked to attack with land instead of punishing them. Imagine groups. You guys know that it's Fulani people that are doing this thing in Nigeria. Fulanis, they are the main terrorists of Nigeria. They are rewarding groups linked that knows what they are doing, that are good in development, that wants to make their country better place. Country that want to make their country better places. You will not see them. The only thing they are concentrated in prioritizing security for their people. Help in building the economy. But Nigeria, people's life are not regarded. People's life are not regarded. In fact, they make cows so important. They make cows so important in Nigeria today. This is what we are seeing in Nigeria. A cow's life is so important than the life of a human being. That's what we are seeing in Nigeria today. So IPOB is warning that if these Maggie people doesn't act fast, there will be takeover. In fact, once a land is given to them in Fulani land, sorry, in Abuja, they will dominate Abuja. And you know what it means for these Fulani people to take over the capital city of Nigeria. It's going to be very terrible, because if they take over Abuja, they have taken over the whole other state. Now it says that major cities prioritize security, infrastructure, and planning, not cows. But Nigeria is doing the opposite. Now, this is where the statement gets more serious. IPOB says the policy encourages violence, and if you attack indigenous communities, the reward is land. Instead of facing justice, some killers are being turned into landowners. Imagine people that are attacking Nigeria, people that are, unaliving so many people, they are being turned to landowners. So in Nigeria now, if you attack, they'll reward you with land. Instead of facing justice, you'll be rewarded with land. Some killers are being turned to landlords. This is how Nigeria pamper terrorists. A group linked with attack. A group. Imagine that Fulani people are the ones terrorizing this in this Nigeria. And if they attack communities, their reward will land. They will reward them with land. Instead of them facing justice, some killers are being turned into landowners. This, according to IPOB, is a state-sponsored terrorism. Let me tell you the truth. You see, this thing that the Nigerian government wants to do is a state-sponsored terrorism. They describe it as a type of ethnic cleansing. That is just it. Now, Biafra, IPOB has made it clear that no inch at all, no inch of Biafra land will be given to for cattle ranching or whatever they call it. Our lands are scarce. No inch be given to them. They also offered a modern solution, saying that Nigeria has built railway lines. Nigeria has built railway lines. Let cattle be ranched in remote areas like Sambisa Forest. They should go to Sambisa Forest and build their ranches there. How can cows be living with human beings? How can? Then they can now transport meat and dairy products by train. That's what civilized nations do. That's what civilized nations do. They are not against cattle ranching, IPOB is saying they are not against cattle ranching, but they are against ranching on people's land by force. That is what they are against on. You cannot come to Abuja and you want to forcefully take over their land to give Fulani people. The government can't do that. You cannot come to Abuja and forcefully take over their land and give to Fulani people. This same Fulani people that is terrorizing Nigeria wants to come and take over Abuja, capital city. So now, the statement ends with a strong show of solidarity. IPOB says it stands with the Bagi people, the original owners of land in Abuja. They are warning that if nothing is done, tomorrow there could be an emir of Abuja. I am telling you, just like in Hausa, when they took over Hausa land, the North are the ones running now, because it was them that accommodated these Fulani people. They now came. You know that mostly is even when the British came, British came into Nigeria, they first of all came to the North because they know that the North can be deceived easily. You guys know they came to the North first and they deceived them because the North can be deceived easily. And now Fulanis have dominated. In fact, there was this allegation that said that Nigeria, in fact, British colonial, British headmasters handed Nigeria over to Fulani people. That is why you're seeing that these Fulani people are gunning down many people, and then the government is not saying anything about it. They are like gods in Nigeria. Their cow alone is seen as a greater god. I am telling you the truth. So now, tomorrow, if these people enter Abuja, these people could be emir of Abuja. The Bagi people would become foreigners in their own land. Their culture would disappear, just like the Hausa kingdom. They came into Hausa, they scattered their culture and put in their own culture. So now, this isn't just about cows. It's about land. It's about justice. It's about whether indigenous people still have a future in their ancestral lands called home. So guys, IPOB, they are not against cattle ranching, but they are against grabbing people's land by force. And they have made it clear that no land, no inch of land is going to be, or any Igbo land will be given to these people. So guys, that is all we have for now. Just like I said, Tinubu is planning to build ranches for Fulanis in Abuja amid insecurity, hunger, and everything happening. They are so concentrated in cows. They are so concentrated in cows. So, guys, we've come to the end of this live section. Drop a comment below. Let me know your thought on this headline. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that you'll be updated on anytime we, drop an update here. So, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.